Hello and welcome to a new Let's Play. I'm going to be playing Fallout New Vegas, aka the good 3D Fallout game. The one that still has not been surpassed. Let's begin.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
you're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
Alright, now we're going to start building our character.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
The start for Fallout New Vegas isn't as long as Fallout 3 or even Fallout 4, but it's still a bit long. One of the things I actually like about New Vegas is you can actually change your character's age. Granted, it just mostly makes him orange and yellow, but take what you can get. Not many RPGs allow you to change a character's age. Though then again, Fallout 4 did also let you change your character's weight, which is, I guess, a little bit more common than age, but it's still pretty nice. You can sort of change your character's face weight. Be interesting if there was an RPG that also let you change your character's height. I don't think I've seen that yet. But anyways, I'm gonna stop recording and make my character, and then I'll start recording again. From Incel to Chad in just one slider. Not many character creation systems let you make a straight up albino. So props to the New Vegas devs for including them, I guess. I do like how there's this low reference to Fallout 3 here. It would be nice if there was like a combination of the rough beard and a goatee. Like you have it wrapping around his face, but you also have a bit, you know, a lot more on his chin area and more on his mustache. But not, you know, straight up survivalist. I'll go with the rough beard though. And yeah, here's the character. Not exactly a very pretty looking guy, but it's character creation in these early Fallout games have always been kind of jank. If there's one thing I think Fallout 4 did a lot better than even New Vegas, it was character creation where you're sort of sculpting your character's face rather than using sliders. Kind of brings up the question, what would Cyberpunk 2077 have, knowing that CD Projekt Red likes to push things to the limits. Oh.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room? Over by that bigger tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race. Oh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the bigger tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you get back all your faculties.
Would have been kind of funny if there was a hidden message on this seeing eye chart. Alright, so now I gotta figure out the stats here. I'm gonna go maybe with 3 strength. Gonna have 7 perception. Gonna lower my endurance. Gonna put up this to 7. Put this up to 7. Lower my agility. Let's see. Actually, I'll put this up to 8. And put this up to 8. So you can see I'm gonna be going for more of a diplomatic character who talks his way out of things, who uses his brains rather than bronze, and there's a bit of luck on his side. Though the luck is mostly for the casinos, to be quite honest. Could even maybe put this down and distribute it to charisma. Yeah, I kinda like that. And as I level up, I'll be increasing the perception, because there is a certain level I need that for later missions. I'll probably increase the intelligence and charisma. We'll see.
Look at that. Maybe them bullets done your brain some good. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn and dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
One of the cool little details is, depending on what you put your special stats as, he'll have something different to say about it. So he thought that intelligence was my highest one, even though it was the same with 2 others. So he said, yeah, bullets must have done your brain pretty good. But if I had like a 1 intelligence, he'd comment on that. If I had like 9 strength, he'd comment on that, or 1 strength. Just kind of shows the additional work Obsidian put into this game. Then you compare that with Fallout 4's special thing, and the Vault Tech salesman doesn't have anything to say about your choice.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Alright, so keeping in mind the sort of character I'm looking to be, I'll do train.
House.
I'll do shelter.
Night.
This is probably for like sneak. This is probably for barter. Like each one of these sort of corresponds to a skill. This one's probably survival. I'll do dream.
Bandit.
I'll do vaporize.
Light.
Inspiration.
Mother.
Genes.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'd rather not fight, but I'll be willing to break out the guns if I have to. But I'd prefer to do things a peaceful way.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
I'm gonna have a companion, so I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
Actually, well, no. Do no opinion.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
I don't think a character named Transhumanist G, who is going to be role-playing as a more science-oriented type, is going to be able to say anything but strongly disagree to that.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Gonna disagree on the account that I'd rather think things through and plan.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
Do an oozing wound.
Okay. How about this one?
some piece of space age technology, though I do like this answer as well.
Last one.
I'm sure a lot of New Vegas fans know about the mod that does literally nothing but add the option to say this looks like two bears high-fiving. I think there was even a reference to that mod either later in the game or in a future Fallout. But I'll go with Light in the Darkness.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
And what you choose affects your skills as well as special stats, and you have the ability to tag 3 separate ones to dramatically increase the amount of skill points in it. And as you can see, it's not like set in stone. You can swap them around if you want. I think I will keep it in energy weapons. And science is good because I'll be doing a lot of terminal hacking. I'll need to increase my lock pickup. I'll need to increase my medicine up for later missions. And of course I'll need to increase the science and speech and sneak up a little bit. Yeah, we'll see as we go further in.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Then we can choose 2 traits. And apologies if you can hear me clearing my throat. Try to move the mic away. Alright, for this one, we're going to be doing good-natured, which gives you 5 to barter, medicine, repair, and science, and speech, but less to energy weapons, explosive guns. Basically, this is for the peaceful route. Also need to increase my repair quite a bit because I want to get Eddie. And let's see. A lot of these are sort of side grades where it gives you it gives you like a benefit, like you get 1 special attribute when outside but suffer 1 when indoors, or all weapons have 3% chance of critically hitting but decays 15% faster. So kind of had to think ahead about these, especially with stuff like Hoarder, where you know, you really need to stock up as much as you can, and that's not exactly easy early in the game. This one's not very good. And there's also the Wild Wasteland, which I think I'll take actually.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Before we head out with Doc Mitchell, it's good to sort of stock up, grab some purified water, grab some steady. When I first played this game, I didn't take anything because I felt like bad about stealing from this guy essentially. Like, you might need that ammo if he's ever attacked here, right? Whether from raiders and bandits or you know, taking his food, raiders, bandits, death claws, you know, that sort of stuff. But now that I've played this game a bit more, I'm less hesitant to grab what I can. One thing you want to pick up is cartons of cigarettes, because even though they have weight, they actually do sell pretty well. And now I need to head over to the chemistry set and make some stim packs. It's really good to get stim packs early. Can get a laser pistol here. Some more stim packs and anti-venoms, Rad-X, just the works.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Thanks for patching me up, Doc.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
And we do have the option to play on hardcore mode, but I will be denying that option. I've already beaten the game on hardcore. And you might notice when Doc Mitchell was... Oh, and these are the DLCs. Oh, still one that needs to load. Anyways, you might have noticed when Doc Mitchell was handing me my stuff, a laser pistol appeared. It's one of these anyways. And he'll give you a different gun depending on what your highest skilled gun is, or highest skilled weapon. So like, you know, regular ammo guns, like large and small ones. Oh, there we go.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
You know, heavy or light weaponry will give you different ones. Think unarmed and melee ones also change. Anyways, thanks for digging me out of that grave.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
How did you happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were. So I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
So if you've played the game before, then you should know this is very likely a straight up lie, since I was supposed to deliver something very important to this robot's owner. Do you know who those men were who attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
How'd you end up in Good Springs?
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
Never seen a robot like you before.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
Goodbye.
Happy trails!
Occasionally you will see sort of edits like that, where Victor was around here and Lane's around there, like real stutter whatever, skip. The reason for that is because I'm stopping recording and then restarting the recording, because New Vegas, as great of a video game as it is very unstable. I actually tried doing a let's play of this before and kept losing a bunch of footage due to the game crashing, and that wasn't very fun, now let me tell you. I've downloaded an anti-crash mod, but I'm not really sure how well it works, so I'm going to err on the side of caution. Anyways, I'm heading into the schoolhouse here to clear out these mantises, get some XP, hack some terminals, and just get some useful items. One of the nice things about Good Springs is it really does serve very well as like the introduction to all the game's mechanics. So here we have like fighting, shows you how to do the VATS system, where you can select different body parts. In Fallout 4, rather than time being completely still, it's in super slow motion, which is a nice change, but you have nothing against completely still enemies either, especially once a death claw and I really want to see, alright, what should I cripple, what should I try to hit. My character has like shit aim because, well, he's not really a fighter. Got some mantis legs, aren't really worth anything. There is one change that Fallout 4 made that is also improvement to New Vegas. It's when you go near a locker that has stuff, or any container with items in it, a menu will pop up to show you what's there rather than needing to open it manually and saying, oh wow, look, complete shit, not a single thing of value. I'm gonna do the hacking minigame. It's a real fun one. I'm kinda glad Fallout 4 kept it. Basically, there's a particular word that you need to select in order to unlock it. Like, let's try landing. So he has 1 of 7 correct. And that means that the actual one will have one of their letters correspond to the same position as the one I already selected. So there's landing, then there's mankind. The A is in the same place, but the I and N are also in the same place, so it's not going to be that. And given the I and N are in all these ing endings, I'm going to assume that it's not going to be an ing word, and instead focus on something like receive here, which only has the I in the same space. And of course, the first time I try, I fail. Hold on. Save's coming. Where would we be without it? There is a perk you can get where you can fail it and then be able to reuse a terminal. Alright, let's try an ing one. Same problem. Welfare has no corresponding ones. Jessica. There we go, the I. and this will unlock the safe. Real cheesy thing you can do is you can activate the terminal and fail like 3 times, and rather than potentially fail the last one, you can just leave the terminal and then activate it again, and it'll reset the whole puzzle. Why the fuck would they have ammunition in a school? They have fucking shotguns in a school. This is truly an American classroom. And it doesn't seem like they're using this place in Good Springs. It's a fucking mess. It's like no one's been in here for ages. So this could very well be pre-war. That's actually kind of funny in a morbid way. I don't know, maybe they needed those guns in case communists try to come in and, ruin the kids' education by teaching them that capitalism is bad. Wouldn't want any dirty commies filling our kids' heads with Chinese lies. And yep, the efforts worked out great, didn't they? Here's Victor's shack. Kinda like how he has his old world flag here. And since Victor is our buddy, he certainly has no problem with us helping ourselves to whatever we need. After all, spoiler alert, I'm going to be doing a house run for this Let's Play. So as far as I'm concerned, it's just the employer giving the employee the tools he needs to prosper and get the job done. Nothing wrong with that. Kinda wish that was done even more. However, if you go in like a stranger's house who isn't a good friend of yours, you're gonna be stealing stuff. What is this? And the irony that I'm sneaking around and taking a skill book that increases your sneak. You lose karma for it, but karma doesn't have too much of an effect other than at the very end of the game, where depending on your karma there'll be a slightly different sentence said for like Mr. House or Kaiser or the NCR. And it's nice of the developers that even though I'm not allowed to steal these bottles, I can grab this star bottle cap, which is needed for one of the quests. And don't worry about me losing karma early on, I'm gonna be getting it back. I tend to like being a good guy in video games, even if I do have the option to be a jackass. Holstering your weapons lets you move a little bit faster, but not significantly. Apparently allowed to sleep here. Oh, guess I'll just help myself. Grab some buff out, take these BBs. I'll leave the gun here. It's a settler outfit, but I think I'll stick to my vault suit for now. And I will grab some water and food because one of the achievements I don't have, is for rehealing a bunch of damage with food. I also don't have the one for stim packs either for whatever reason. And before we talk to Sunny Smiles in there, we're gonna head over this way and do a little bit of exploring around here. See if there's anything good. There is. So this is a book, and in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, books are items you can use once, and they permanently increase your skills by like 2. And this one corresponds to my sneak skill. So sneak is at 12. I decided to read a little bit of Chinese training. Sneak increased by 3. Oh, it's by 3, not 2. Now it's at 15. However, there's also magazines which give you a much higher skill boost, but it's only temporary. So I'm gonna save this and see if it's useful a little bit later. There's really no point in saving skill books unless you're just collecting them and want to dump them in whatever place you decide to make your shelter, which I know some people like to do. No derision. It's Fallout New Vegas. We can play how we want, be the sort of character we want to be. It's a very open RPG, especially by the standards of the time it came out. Gonna head up to the cemetery and clear it out beforehand, or before talking to Sunny Smiles. Kind of funny, you know, you're kind of tempted to go up to the cemetery, and usually in the cemetery, I don't know why there's not any now, usually there's these bot flies flying around. It's kind of funny because those are one of the first enemies you fight in Fallout 4 as well. Anyways, here's a snow globe. If you get a room in Lucky 38, you'll be able to put these on a stand, and you can also sell them to Mr. House, who'll pay you quite a bit of caps for them. So it's good to keep a keen eye out for them. And, you know, just some advice, if you're new, listen to that sign. It says keep out, and you do not want to be going down there. It's also like a bark scorpion that's usually around here. Odd. Oh well. I'll probably edit out a lot of the wandering from one point to another, especially later in the game. Because it's not really much of a point of showing everything. That's life. I think that's a magazine though. Yep. I've been in here though. There's nothing in this house that's essential from the looks of it. There's a lad's life. You can steal away a lad's life. How horrible. There's some ammo. And there we go. Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle cap. very different than the regular caps. Pre-war money is nice to grab because they sell for an alright amount of caps and they are completely weightless, so doesn't do you any harm. Oh, where's Easy Pete? I want to talk to the meme character. Yeah, I'll go in there later. It's such a shame. I want to talk to Easy Pete.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Why would I want to talk to you? Where's Easy Pete? Doc Mitchell said you can teach me to survive in the desert.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
And if you want, there is a fixing things here, which I will nab for myself just in case my repair isn't high enough to get Eddie all up and running. Can do a little bit of EXP grinding with this terminal here and this lockpick door here.
Hey there.
Just looking around. And by the way, fun fact, Good Springs...
Hey,
Oh, there he is. Hey, Easy Pete.
howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
Do you know anything about the people who attacked me?
The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say.
Why are you called Easy Pete?
Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners.
You were a prospector? Like digging for gold and silver?
Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it.
So I've already got sort of like a little bit of character for this guy who isn't even really essential to any story. And it's also a little bit of a hint that you'll want to go into old buildings and try to collect what you can, because there are valuable stuff there to prospect. Yes. Did you ever find anything good while prospecting?
Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out.
What's wrong with the NCR?
Don't get me wrong. The NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Good Springs and Primm don't stay independent for long. Not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away.
So you got a little introduction to one of the factions, and also the nuance of the factions. It's good people in the NCR, but they can be a bit imperialistic. Yet still they are essential for keeping a worse faction away. So tell me about them. Tell me about the Legion.
They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR didn't or couldn't finish the job, though. The Legion's got its strength back and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR winning, but you never know. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun handy. You don't want to get caught by them.
What's so important about Hoover Dam?
The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns the dam owns the territory.
What do you use bighorners for?
Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. They just lay down until you take it off. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered.
Nice bit of lore there. Do you know anything about Victor?
The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be.
Bye.
Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
Alright, so I guess that's a early hint to check out the schoolhouse, but we already did that. And what I was gonna say is, Good Springs here is actually a real place. It exists in our world, and indeed these two buildings are actual buildings in the area. And a lot of Fallout New Vegas fans tend to make these little pilgrimages, you could possibly say, go out of their way to stop in Good Springs to grab a drink at the saloon here. And in the saloon, they have a copy of Fallout New Vegas hanging on the wall, and I think they also have a little monument to New Vegas fans outside. The game has, suffice to say, been very good for the town's business. I also like how the game sort of starts out as this very classic Old West sort of deal where you have a prospector saloon. Looks like something you see in the Clint Eastwood movie. You have these cowboy type people. There's a quest you do early on that's essentially a shootout between the good people of one faction and these low-down scoundrels of another. Where am I going? Supposed to follow this. There we go. And then as you progress onward, it gets a little bit more sci-fi-esque. So far, all things considered, Victor is the most sci-fi element of the game, along with this laser rifle. But it gets better.
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Now, my aim is
That's the right idea.
kind of
Look on the
crap. But she isn't going to object to you getting real close.
Start crouching down and staying still. It'll help. Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
Alright.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
So this whole section is sort of an optional tutorial. You don't even have to talk to anyone as soon as you leave the house. You can go straight on to New Vegas if you so desire. Though actually getting into New Vegas has its hurdles. But I do like the fact that you're mostly able to get right to the second half of the game. And you're actually able to skip a lot of the second half depending on what faction you choose. Like Yes Man, you can just see the factions, decide you don't want anything to do with them, and that's that. She isn't very fast.
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way.
I don't like the fact that it has detected because of Sunny Smiles and her dog.
Okay, you're on. Go give him hell.
Be nice if it was hidden the whole way, so, you know. Caution, I don't think necessarily means they see you. Just means they're really likely to. Wow, just run out of bullets.
Oh, that's it.
Grab some gecko meat. Might as well grab this crap too and sell it as soon as I can.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me.
Alright.
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with me.
She is very generous with ammo. You wanna arrive fast because there's an NPC in distress that risks getting killed around here. Have I really taken no damage this whole time? Alright, I think it's the last one, which I need to reload. Can be a little bit difficult to save this particular NPC. Really have to get in fast. Like already those geckos are over there.
You like that?
There we go.
Holy moly. If you hadn't come here like you done, I'd be a goner for sure. I came up here to draw water, but here, you should have what I got. You look thirsty.
Did she even give me any? I don't think she did. By the way, it doesn't really matter if you're here to get some water. Wouldn't there still be water around here? I'm actually kind of surprised I haven't taken any damage yet. I usually take damage around these parts. If you do take damage, you can also sleep it off. What were you doing? This woman needed our help and you were just standing here having a little dicknick with your dog. Come on.
Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there at the end. Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
Alright.
Alright then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Gonna want some xander root and a brock flower. Let me think now. I know I've seen brock flowers growing up at the graveyard, and I seem to remember there being xander root over by the schoolhouse. Bring those on back to me, and we'll get cooking.
So rather than walk all the way over there, I'm just gonna go to the map and fast travel. The graveyard is listed separately. Oh, there's a fucking bloatflies. Is listed separately than Good Springs, which makes this a lot easier and is a reason why I decided to come up here before doing anything mission related. There we go, now I'm taking damage. I'm kinda surprised I hit that. Let's start eating. Yeah, potato. Or maybe gecko meat. That doesn't actually do anything for you as far as what I need. I'll do potato. And I'm gonna switch over to laser pistol. Shoot a bit sporadically at the start. Oh, what the hell are you doing here? It's like every enemy I thought should be here just decided to appear for a little party. Freaking fantastic. I'm gonna immediately go here and drink some water and use a stim pack. What? Get out of here, you jerk. The Fantastic Adventures of Fallout New Vegas. Good grief, that was actually a bit embarrassing, but probably also a bit entertaining. Bloatfly meat. And I think that's a poison from the rat scorpion. I think this one here is the grave that I was in. It's kind of the only one that's dug out. Then there's sort of all this stuff laying here, which to me makes me think that maybe the Great Khans and Benny were just having a few drinks and, you know, eating some canned food. Either before or after they shot me. Now, what Sunny Smiles is teaching me is how to craft food items at a campfire. That tends to be something that you need a high survival skill for, which I don't think I've ever played a high survival character. So I've never really used it. Oh, forgot about this house over here. Oh, look at that, we've missed that. It's an empty bottle, but no bottle caps. Specifically, no ones with the stars on them. Take this out. I remember when I first did this one, I could not find these fucking Xander roots. Like, I just wandered all over trying to find them. And just could not. I mean, it sort of blend pretty well into the ground there, to my defense. Anyway, talk to Victor.
Howdy, partner.
Nothing new. Alright. Did I not grab what I need to up here? Holy crap, I'm a fucking dumbass. Alright, where is it? Here. Jesus, that was fucking stupid. 110% stupid. At least I can fast travel over to her. I swear, I am good at video games.
Let me see what you got. Yeah, these'll do just fine. Just fine. Alright now. We're gonna be making something folks on the trail call healing powder. Go on over to that campfire now. Give it a try.
And we can use these ingredients to make healing powder. Except one.
Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to make a recipe is the right ingredients and the right know-how. Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Might need to do some work on your guns and ammo, maybe. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right place to set up shop. Workbench or reloading bench, whatever. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
What could you possibly miss? The game plays like the same 7 songs over and over again. But rather than go up and talk to her, we are going to instead head out. And the reason for that is because I don't want to start the fight with the powder gangers quite yet. And that's who we'll be fighting if we continue on with the quests. If you leave Goodsprings or travel too far away, you have the option of changing your name and changing how your character looks. This is the only time you're able to do this, so be aware. Fallout 4 has a few different areas where I think you can change your appearance. But we'll just keep on going. It's got Gene, Primm, Las Vegas. I won't be traveling far over this way. Just want to find a few of the locations over here. And actually what I should do is go in here, because there's a few places worth, or a few things worth picking up in here. Like the key and Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle cap. Got some caps. Got a silenced 22 pistol. Boxing tape if you like to use your fists to solve problems. These things have literally no use anywhere. You generally want to stay out of the way of these powder gangers, even if you don't piss them off beforehand. He was ready to attack first. Doctor's bag is really useful because it can heal limb damage. I'll just grab all of this. can actually use some of these to heal myself up. I'll even use another one. I think this might be the wrong... I was thinking of a completely different area. Gonna head back. Hey everyone, the game crashed. Isn't that fun, even with the mod installed? Thankfully I didn't lose a lot of progress. And I do remember what I was talking about. What I was saying, like, when the before game crashed, was like how New Vegas moon has like different phases. I think it does, at least. But I find it kind of funny that every video game moon looks very much like just a JPEG cut out and plastered over the sky. And how pretty much every moon in fiction is always larger, or depicted as larger than it really is. So we're gonna be heading over to Primm. I don't quite remember if before... Well, when the game crashes, I lose whatever footage I was recording when it crashed. So if I stop and then start recording again, the footage I stopped recording at will be saved. But if it crashed right now, the footage I got when starting will be lost. And that's why crashes are such a problem for me. Can head over to Los Angeles, which I think is a location in the first two Fallouts. You can see this gecko fight this rad roach. You don't really fight rad roaches in New Vegas. Like, the first thing you fight in Fallout 4, and Fallout 3 for that matter, is a rad roach, but New Vegas, first thing you fight are either these geckos, or maybe the mantises. And I was walking up here when the game crashed, and what I saw was one of the Good Springs prospectors limping by, and I think it was the person that I saved earlier. So I'm just gonna be scouting around up here and see if she returns. Maybe she's like up here. No, just this asshole. Oh, I don't think no one be messing with him. He has a lot of health for a gecko. Oh, what, now you're running? Now you're dead. It's actually so shitty that the footage was lost, because that was such a weird encounter with her. It's over, Gecko. I have the high ground. Level up. So let's see. Bring this up to 25 so I can get some basic locks. I'll bring this up to 30. What I'd like to do is bring my skill points up to ending in 5 or 0. Can distribute 3 more. I think speech is high enough. Might want to do science, and then next time I can do a barter and a little bit of sneak and speech. And you can also pick some perks. Confirmed Bachelor gives you more effect in combat against male enemies, and also unlock some unique dialogue with gay male characters. This is how you find out that Arcade Gannon is gay. There's also the Lady Killer perk. I'm going to do intense training, and I will be raising my charisma. And I was sort of hanging around here seeing if that woman will return, if she'll stumble over here again, but it doesn't seem like she will. Got a few plant stuff. Killed, I think, one more gecko other than the one I showed. Nothing fancy. So, on we go. There's the NCR flag. Which...
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Primm is off limits.
What's going on in Primm?
Some convicts from the prison up the road have taken over the town. Everyone inside is either dead or in hiding. What's more, there are 2 tribes of raiders causing trouble in this area as well. You'd be safer heading back up to Good Springs.
Shouldn't you be protecting the town or something?
We'd love to, but they don't fall under NCR jurisdiction. Even if they did, we're in no shape to protect them.
Why?
We don't have the equipment to take out the convicts. And even if we did, we need some extra hands for backup. You should talk to Lieutenant Hayes. He's in a tent down the road. Just stay on the west side of the overpass if you don't want to get shot.
I was gonna say is... kinda looks like the flag rotates depending on where you look at it, but that's just me being mistaken and silly. Might be because the wind is sort of blowing it back and forth a lot. Anytime I see the California Republic flag, I instantly think of the NCR. Just take one look at that well-established flag and ask, is that a new Vegas reference you got there? Not allowed to grab these ammo boxes, but if you do have a high reputation with the NCR, you think they're a little bit more lenient about you going in and helping yourself. There's not really much to see here. There's a few tents. Gotta look around for any bottle caps though. Nothing here but some ammunition you're not allowed to take.
I'm Sergeant McGee of the New California Republic Army, 5th Battalion, 1st Company. If you want to talk about something, speak to Lieutenant Hayes.
Where are you from?
I'm from the hub originally, but it's been a long time since I saw it. I'm on my 2nd tour here. Most non-commissioned officers are.
Think hub might be a
Sir.
reference to one of the earlier Fallouts.
I'm Lieutenant Hayes of the New California Republic Army, 5th Battalion, 1st Company. What's your business?
What are you doing?
We were sent out here to hold back the tide of convicts from the correctional facility. As you can probably tell, we aren't doing the kind of job we could be doing.
What's the problem with your mission?
The mission isn't a problem. The problem is with supplies. Convicts are better armed and organized than our intel initially suggested. I'm trying to get some reinforcements here, maybe some guns with some firepower, but shit. Things are just going slow.
One of the problems with the NCR is that so overwhelmed by bureaucracy that it becomes damn near impossible to do what's right even if they want to. Tell me about the correctional facility.
Most people just call it NCRCF. That's NCR Correctional Facility. A little bit ago, the convicts there staged a coup. Killed the guards that weren't able to escape. And I've been ransacking the area since then.
Do you have any information on them?
Not much. They've taken to calling themselves powder gangers. Mostly because they've taken to using the explosives meant to clear boulders as weapons. They got organized faster than I would have thought. Most of them, at least. Thankfully, the small group in town here seem to have split off from the main force, so they aren't getting anything in the way of support.
Have some other questions?
I have some free time. Ask away.
Bye.
Sir?
The silliness of New Vegas dialogue speeches.
The Legion can count on that.
It's not about patrolling the Mojave making you want to wish it was a nuclear winter. I don't want to hear it. One of the interesting things about Fallout New Vegas is it's not so much a post-apocalyptic game as it is a post-apocalyptic game. Like, yeah, society as people knew it is gone, and there's all these dangerous monsters out there, and there's raiders, but at the same time, people have really rebuilt themselves to the point where there's an established military, and how they handle criminals in general is putting them in jail rather than just shooting them on sight.
When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling.
People are more concerned about politics than where they'll get their next meal. Now, up ahead here are some mines, and the way I like to handle them is like to crouch down, move my reticle here, parallel or perpendicular with the mine, and just slowly move forward and mash the A button or whatever button you use to interact with things, because you'll quickly disarm the mine and grab it before it can explode. Just make sure that you're not putting it too far away for you to reach. Looking around. There's a few of them outside. Gonna see if I can get to the post office there and bring Eddie to life. Oh, too late. Oh, that worked out terribly. Do a single shotgun. I'll eat some bloatfly meat, eat some Brahmin steak, eat these, but also give myself a stim pack. Alright. You are annoying me, get out of here. He has armor, so he's the more dangerous one. There's two more of these. Yeah, helmet doesn't exactly help with a bullet to the face, now does it? Grab some money, grab some weapons, grab some cash, Grab some stim packs. Might be useful to equip this. Dynamite's pretty good. I think there's one more around the outside here. Let's see, this is an advanced model robot with a reinforced frame. It is well weathered and appears to have been a good bit, to have seen a good bit of action. There's very little in the way of serious damage. Can leave it alone, try to fix it with repair, or examine the electronics with science. I'll examine the electronics. A few of the primary electronic systems seem to be fully functional, and the redundant systems are all working. If you can bypass some of the primary systems, the secondary systems should compensate and make some of the repairs easier. I can't really do that. Try to fix it. Some servos and gyro scopes need to be recalibrated and replaced, but it looks as though the robot can be repaired. Repair 65 or higher required. Repair with parts. It looks as though the damaged servos and gyroscopes could be replaced with the correct components. Requires 3 pieces of scrap metal, 2 sensor modules, and some scrap electronics. Well, here's 1 bit of scrap metal. See if there's any scrap electronics. It's probably not here. No. So, more scrap metal. I think I have all the scrap metal I need. Let's see, what science do I need? I need 55. Let's see. My science is at 45. Repair is at 30, so I'm in no position to bring him back, unfortunately. Need to level up again. And I have halfway to leveling up. We'll see if there's... Oh, here's some scrap electronics, which actually is what I need to make the repair job easier. Missing a sensor module. And I don't think I'll be finding that in a dumpster anywhere. Certainly not in there. That specifically says it's empty. Nothing useful there. It's good to go in here now, cause you might not be allowed to later on. And I'm not gonna steal anything from here, I'm just gonna open it for the sake of getting a little bit of XP. Though the game doesn't really care, it still calls you an asshole for it. And, you know, that might be fair. I am sort of breaking into another person's secret stash. I just want the experience, you know? Not here to do anything wrong. Just want to bring back the best companion. Oh, these people aren't having very much fun. Wasteland Settler outfit, which is actually in pretty good condition. Everything here was ransacked though. Wonder why the convicts didn't go into the other shack over there. Because there was a bunch of stuff in there. Would have been Primm stealing real estate. Fission battery, which is... that's nice, I'll sell it pretty immediately. Nothing in there. Sensor module, yes, there we go. Alright, so I have everything I need actually to bring Eddie back. Or at least I hope I do. See, is there a... here. This guy is an actual character in one of the DLC, which I think is pretty cool that they have hints to him in the base game. Oh, 2 sensor modules? I'm a fucking dumbass. It's always something. You know what, let me try something real quick. Let me head over to Good Springs and see if they're selling a sensor module at the store here. Scrap metal, scrap electronics.
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for.
Show me what you have for sale.
Can do.
Used to be a glitch where you can like sell him a bunch of items from your slot and then buy the items back. And the glitch would cause your cap amount to increase like ridiculously high to the point where you have infinite money. Fission battery, but no sensor modules. Ah, crap. Grab a scrap electronics in case I need it. And I'll sell him 1 carton of cigarettes, fission battery, and you get like drastically less money than what the actual value is for a lot of stuff. Like, let me try to find something like here. Value is 10, but I'm only getting 6 caps. You have a higher bottle, a higher barter, that disparity is lessened. No, it doesn't look like he has a sensor module. Leather armor would actually be kinda nice. I'm gonna buy that. Give him a little bit of rad roach meat. And that's good.
Thanks. Take it easy now.
Now one of the problems is my laser pistol has really low condition here. So what you can do is repair, and you'd be able to combine the 2 laser pistols into one and raise the condition. You can also do it with a single shotgun, which might as well. It also has a benefit of lowering the weight, since you have 1 of the item, not 2. Oh, you bastard. You absolute bastard. You could have sold me that. I would have paid good caps for that, but now I need to pirate it. See, this is exactly what game companies and movie studios and music records, label holders, whatever, don't understand. Piracy is a service issue. If you want the money, you gotta actually sell it for something reasonable and easy. Otherwise, it's just a lot better to steal. So I have 2 sensor modules. I should have 3 scrap. Fix it with the parts. There we go, finally. Took a while, but it's worth it. There is the best companion, Eddie. And he kind of serves as a crafting bench or whatever. But he's also very good in the fight because he can shoot long range. He allows you to sense dangers better, which is good because I have a low perception. It's just overall a great companion.
I don't know what it was brought you to Primm, youngster, but you might want to rethink your plans. Town's gone to hell.
And also, he takes up a non-humanoid slot, meaning you can have an additional companion who is a humanoid, which most of them are. I have some questions about Eddie.
That beat-up old pile of bolts? What do you want to know?
It's right here, asshole. Where'd it come from?
The courier dropped it off a little bit ago. I'd hoped to get it up and running for some courier work, but never could get it running.
Any idea what I should do with it?
Not a bit. I imagine there must be some people around curious about that kind of technology.
If there's anything... Nope.
You got that old robot up and running again? How's it working out for you?
He is the best, obviously. Who are you?
Johnson Nash is my name. Husband to Ruby Nash. Lived in Primm going on 8 years now, thick and thin. I'm a trader primarily, for what it's worth with things like they are. I also run the local Mojave Express outpost.
I'm a courier with the Mojave Express.
Well, I don't got any work right now, sorry to say.
I lost a package I was supposed to deliver.
I'll tell you whatever I can. You have a delivery order you can show me?
What can you tell me about this job? Show delivery order?
Oh, so you're talking about one of them packages. That job had strange written all over it, but we couldn't turn down the caps.
What was strange about it?
That cowboy robot had us hire 6 couriers. Each was carrying something a little different. Pair of dice, chess piece, that kind of stuff. Last word I have from the office, it looked like payment had been received for the other 5 jobs. Guess it was just your chip that didn't make it. First deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Hope a storm from the divide skins him alive. Well, that's where you came in.
And so we get a hint about the final DLC. All the way back to one of the earliest parts of the base game. He cancelled?
Yeah, I got this look when he saw you next down on the courier list. His expression turned right around. Asked me if your name was for real. I said, sure as like a rain, you were still kicking. Then he turned down the job, just like that. I asked if he was sure it was good money. No, let Courier 6 carry the package. That's what he said. Like the Mojave'd sort you out or something. Then he just up and walked out.
So even though you choose your own name, you're known mainly as Courier 6. A large part due to Ulysses, who is a person he's talking about here. Even though your character is fairly a blank slate, it still has a little bit of grounding as well, obviously a courier, and he also has history in a place called the Divide. But it is quite remarkable how many aspects of your character's history is up to you. It certainly isn't going to be, say, a loving husband and father living in suburbia who was a former soldier in the military, and his wife has a law degree. It was something as non-blank as that. Do you know who he was? Where he went?
No idea. Sounds like you two had a history for him to act like that. And turn down the money, too. Hope he didn't see any trouble in that package of yours. Maybe he thought your name was bad luck. Enough for me to say.
Some men stole my package. A man in a checkered suit and some thugs. Did they pass this way?
Well, now that you mention it, a few nights back, one of the townies was out scavenging for supplies.
It's prospecting.
He said he saw a fellow with a daisy suit come through with some of them Great Khan misfits. They was talking about a chip.
One of those men shot me. I need to know the best way to get to them.
Well, for that, your best bet is going to be talking to Deputy Beagle. Since they came to town, he was keeping a good bit of notes on them, and he was slinking around Bison Steve when your pretty boy friend came through. He may have heard where they were going.
Where can I get information on the man that shot me?
A Beagle had some notes he was taking while he was eavesdropping around the powder gangsters. He'll be your best source of information on that subject.
Want to ask you more about the delivery.
Sure,
Why do you keep calling them gangsters? I thought they were powder gangers.
Gangers, gangsters, all sounds like trouble to me.
An additional bit of dialogue that does nothing but give this guy a little bit more character. See if I can find the dialogue about Victor. Cowboy robot? You mean the one over there?
Nope. Different fella. Bigger. Had himself a face on a screen. And he talked more like you or me.
And he's obviously talking about Victor. And not this guy here.
Move along, please.
Activate Vance's personal machine gun. Vance's gun. The 9mm submachine gun preserved in this glass case to the left of this plaque is the actual weapon Vance carried in a paper-wrapped box under some suitcases in the trunk of his car during his and Vicky's crime spree. Never fired and luckily untouched by the hail of bullets that ended its notorious owner's life, the weapon's mint condition inspires dread in all who look upon it. Experts speculate that Vance might have killed as many as 50 people had he ever fired the gun, so long as his aim was exact and he was starting off with a full clip, or even more if he had additional ammo clips and remembered to reload. So you can see sort of the humor in this game. There's this little plaque for a notorious gun, but it's a weapon that was never fired. Activate Vicky's outfits. Vicky's outfits. These replica outfits show just how conscious Vicky was of the styles of the period. Vicky was well known for her sense of fashion, and her fixation on expensive clothing was thought to be one of the reasons the pair chose a life of crime. Activate Vance's outfits. These mannequins display replicas of some of the clothing that was found in the trunk of Vicky and Vance's death car. Vance didn't share Vicky's sense of fashion and chose to dress himself how he envisioned a gangster would dress. So they're not even like real gangsters. Be cool if there was a plaque for the car, but if you want to know about that,
Move along.
gotta talk to Primm Slim.
Howdy, partner. Welcome to the Vicky and Vance Casino and Museum.
Who are you?
Primm Slim at your service. Authentic cowpoke and official spokesspot of the Vicky and Vance Casino and Museum. Yeehaw!
Did you know that Vance's gun is missing?
Just mosey on over to the display case and you'll see it plain as day. Quite a piece, that gun. Mint condition, never fired.
I'll have to do this again at some point. Let's talk about something else.
Yes, sir? You just tell old Primm Slim what you'd like to know.
I'd like to know why that settler behind you is completely frozen. Who were Vicky and Vance?
Where have you been, partner? Hiding under a rock? Vicky and Vance were this nation's fourth or maybe fifth most infamous celebrity outlaw couple ever. That's who they was. Primm Slim here can tell you the whole story, if you can spare a minute to hear the tale.
Just some lovely bit of writing, like the fourth, maybe fifth most infamous couple. Tell me the whole story of Vicky and Vance.
Yahoo! I ain't had a chance to tell their tale in a mess of years. First things first, any bosh you've heard about Vicky and Vance being copycats ain't nothing but ill-tempered slander. Fact is, they begun their crime spree 2 days before Bonnie and Clyde robbed their first bank. So who was copying who? Now, true, Vicky and Vance didn't exactly cut a wide swath of murder and bank robbery across the central U.S. like Bonnie and Clyde did. It was more like a narrow swath of shoplifting, check cashing fraud, and gas pump drive-offs. But crime is crime. They drove reckless, too. Having lived by the gun, well, Vance owned one anyway, it was only fitting that the duo of desperados would die by the gun. Perhaps it was fate itself that accidentally drove them into a crossfire between police and a gang of bank robbers in Plano, Texas. Or maybe they just didn't notice until it was too late. It's been said that Vicky would have tried to cash a bad check in that bank, had she lived. We'll never know for sure. All we know is that the crossfire tore the car and both occupants to pieces, and the police issued an official apology. You can put your eyes on the genuine death car just over yonder, and there's Vance's machine gun in the case next to it.
Just like love how shitty they make this duo out to be. And it's not strictly a Fallout version of Bonnie and Clyde. The fact that the more famous duo actually exists just makes the whole thing a lot funnier. Tell me about Primm.
Primm is a thriving resort community located in Clark County, Nevada, right along Interstate 15. Whether you can't wait till Vegas to try your luck, or want to hit one last jackpot before you leave Nevada, Primm's your place. The town's premier attraction is the world-famous Vicky and Vance Casino and Museum, so you came to the right place, partner.
Tell me what about the Bison Steve Hotel across the street, which actually exists.
The Bison Steve is one of Primm's less impressive casino hotels. I'd steer clear of that place, partner, if I were you. Rumor is the dealers over there are cheap, and that rickety roller coaster is liable to fall down any day because it wasn't built to cold.
It's a little bit of slander against the hotel because this place is sort of a competition.
Move along, please.
Howdy.
Not allowed to steal from the trash. Can't take this combat knife even though no one was using it. See if there's a star bottle cap, but it doesn't look like it. It was safe here. Just out in the open, plain as day. There's actually a bunch of stuff in here. But it would be... oh. It would be impolite to steal from them. I'm probably not allowed back there.
Hey, youngster.
Anyways, I'm gonna explore an area back here, and then I think we'll call it an episode, because this has been pretty long, all things considered. But New Vegas is a big game, so makes sense. There's a lot to do in this game, a lot to explore. Quite a few quests. Actually, screw it, I'm going in. Because while everyone's inside the hotel, this is a good opportunity. And for whatever reason, that one you're forbidden from taking. Seems a bit arbitrary, to be honest. And we were allowed to raid their mailbox. Like, they don't care about that at all. There's some scrap electronics. Baseball, wonder glue, paint gun. Just some junk. Some caps. And opening that footlocker didn't cause me to lose any karma, unlike the first time I simply opened a private stash. Now, if you're wondering about the Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle caps, they're never going to be found in a container. They're always like sitting out in the open, usually next to empty Sunset Sarsaparilla bottles. There's like one of those gangsters over there walking around on the roller coaster.
If you're looking for supplies, Chet over at the general store.
Oh wow, look, this guy in his fancy smanchy carpet. Got a nice mole rat skin carpet, and honestly, this is the first time I've even seen this. Like, I have literally never come across this carpet before. That is, interesting. All this time I've played this game and never been in this house and never seen that carpet. Just goes to show you how much this game can offer. It's a lad's life. You know, I think I actually was in this house before, and I never noticed that carpet. I went in there during this Let's Play. There's a guy holed out in there, but we're not gonna bother him quite yet. Oh, Salesman Weekly. Nice to have. I wonder if, like, those magazines are actually delivered to the residents here by couriers, and they're just delivering whatever magazines they found when prospecting. Or if those magazines were left over from before the Great War. But I kind of doubt that, because it seems like this city and the citizens here have done what they can to rebuild the place and make use of everything. But then again, the schoolhouse is in complete shambles, and I'm allowed to open those crates just fine. But don't you dare touch that one. But the schoolhouse is in complete disrepair, and which kind of tells me they've made no use of it, or haven't even tried after all these years. I'm not going to get into that. actually meet. Just heading out and about and exploring. Might as well see what's down here. Some ammunition, some more ammo, a star bottle cap. Actually, not a bad place to check out, especially if you're at a lower level like I am right now. An additional bunch of ammo and a stealth boy. Want to save up on those stealth boys because they'll be pretty useful later. Wonder what trouble Eddie's getting himself into. One of the problems with Eddie is he can sort of run off and do his own thing pretty frequently if he notices there's an enemy nearby. So if you're going in a different area that has its own threats, then you're kind of out of a companion. Oh, there's rat scorpions. Eddie, let's not fight the rat scorpions. These guys aren't very friendly, you know? See a bunch of warning signs here. It's your last chance not to be an idiot and venture off to an area that it's better off being high level when exploring. And so we won't, but we will check out what's over here. A bunch of rat scorpions there. I'll check out the abandoned shack and then fast travel away. Because I'm not really sure about how good I am when it comes to fighting rat scorpions yet. The machete sells pretty well, but I'll need a better barter to justify it. Take a lad's life. There's like so many lad's life early on. And sleep for a couple of hours. Sure, remember that I can turn on the Pip-Boy light. Makes it easier to see. Can't build anything. And now we're going to end it. I hope you enjoyed the video, that I gave you something to think about and otherwise entertained you. Take care. Actually, wait. Go to Doc Mitchell's house and he will have a magazine in his mailbox. Just something to quickly grab, considering we've already stole a bunch of crap from this guy already. There's a broken machine gun there.